Hi, my name is Frankie. Thank you for listening to my mom. I never listen.
Welcome to the podcast, Nothing But Net, with Maddy Skorupski, who is a player at Oakland University in the Horizon League. Maddy, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
17 points a game means you're on the top of the scouting report. Tell me how it's going.
I think the season's been going pretty good. Started off with Coach Tungate. He implemented the system that allowed the right people to be in the right spots. And then Coach D, who just took over about a month ago, she's kept that going. And I think it's really allowed me and my teammates to really thrive.
You're talking about Deanna Richardson, the head coach who's got the interim tag right now. How's the transition been going? You're one of the leaders on the team. How are you keeping everybody together?
I think it's helpful because since I've been here 2 years, she also took over last year around the same point. So I've experienced this before, and I was able to talk to the team and with the captains to let them know how Coach D would work and just how to really flow into this new era of Oakland. So.
And how is Coach doing?
She's doing good. I think she knows what she's doing with the scouts, and just like we've implemented some new things offensively, defensively. She got a great staff behind her with all the assistant coaches, so she's doing really well.
And how about Coach Tungate?
He did great when he was here. Really liked him. He was the one who initially recruited me to come here at Oakland, so I really like him. Obviously, that's why I came here with what he was going to do, and now I think he's doing great in retirement. So,
you're a Michigan kid. You grew up in Michigan. You have followed Michigan sports your whole life. Now you're getting a chance to play for one of the universities in the state that's a D1 institution. I know you transferred from Michigan State, but what is the appeal of Oakland? Everybody knows Coach Campy. Everybody knows the run they went on in the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago, or last year. I guess that was last year.
Yeah.
What's it been like on campus? Because now you've got a great basketball brand.
It's been really fun to see the community just like kind of buy into both teams. Just chose Oakland, like with what you said, being from Michigan. I'm really close to my family, so if anything happens, I'm able to be around them, and they're able to come support me, which is big, and it's big in building our audience.
Maddy, not everybody as a player gets to hit a buzzer beater or a game winner or a particular shot that catapults your team into a memory that they'll never forget. Tell us about January 16 of this year at Milwaukee. Take us through the last play in regulation.
I guess it was the play before they were giving me the ball, looking to have me tie it with being only down 2 at that point. I had a pretty bad turnover, so when Coach D called the timeout, play wasn't supposed to be for me. It was supposed to be for Macy, and they stopped her. So then I just had to try and make do with what we had, and it was I don't know if that was the best shot, but
it went in. It was a logo 3 bomb that put your team into overtime. So here's what people want to understand about Division I competitive athletes. So the play before was a turnover. Mm-hmm. Then you make the big play. There's not a lot of time in between one play to the next to have a loss of confidence, right? You have to move on. Tell me what that moment was like, because this moment right here is what people deal with in everyday life, trying to get past an adverse situation and continue to move forward.
I think the best way, like, for how I handle it is just, it's not really about me. It's about the team. So since I made that costly turnover, I had to, help my team get back to where we needed to be. So it wasn't really about taking time for myself to be like down on myself and be mad. It's the next play mentality, and just being ready for the next shot, which I ended up having to take, getting to take, I should say. And yeah, just not worrying about yourself, worrying more about the success of the team than,
Mhm.
oh, I messed up, I'm gonna go cry about it. No, you got to be on to the next play. So.
Yeah. Where did you learn that? Because that's a maturity of a veteran player, right? You got to move on. Like basketball is an imperfect game. There's mistakes that happen all the time. The teams that minimize the number of mistakes that they make are the teams that win. Where's that attitude and that positive mentality come from?
I would say it's come throughout my whole college experience, having each season having a different role to play on the team. And sometimes, I started very small role to playing in a bigger, so you have to, maximize those opportunities. And if you want to keep that role, and help the team win, you have to play it to the best of your abilities, and you can't waste time worrying about what happened before.
You are a perfect example of one of the things I talk about, and that is being a star in your role. And if you don't like your role, it's not because the coaches don't like you or don't want you to succeed. Every coach wants to win. Every coach, their job is to put you in the best place to succeed so that you can win. Tell me a little bit about changing roles and what work you've put in to be able to have this role now as a 17-point per game scorer.
Um, like I said before, with just accepting where you're at. I think that starting at Michigan State, not really playing, I was still keeping myself prepared. Knowing that I probably wouldn't have gotten time, but in case that situation arose, then I would be ready. Then last year, coming off the bench, with the people that were playing ahead of me, I knew that they were going to offer what they were going to offer. Then I knew coming off the bench what needed to be added to that. And then this year, with talks with Coach Tungate and Coach D, now I know that it's more on me now on the, scoring wise. I'm not saying that other people on the team aren't a part of that, but the more of it on me now. Just accepting that, being ready, working in the off season, being prepared for what's going to come. And yeah.
All the things that you've learned through handling some adversity, sitting on the bench is not easy for somebody that works as hard as you do. And then playing a role, coming off the bench, getting some limited time, right? Trying to be a starter, wanting to contribute more. And now you're at that spot right here. What do you think that you have learned through those experiences that's going to help you with what you do next in life?
I mean, it's the old cliche, everything happens for a reason. Just knowing that God's plans greater than mine, and I might not understand it yet with each different role and what's going to happen in the future. I might not understand it at the time, but I know it's going to be what's best for me, and just accepting where I'm at and loving where I'm at right now, and not worrying about what I want not saying that I'm not worried about what I want in the future, but not being too concerned if it's not happening now, knowing that what's best is going to come.
Do you have any idea what your plans are? You've got one more year. I know you've got another year before you graduate, so you have another year of eligibility. I think you have one left. Maybe you have two.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, one. So at this point in your life, you start thinking about what's life after basketball. I'm sure you want to continue to play, but if basketball is to end, what do you fall back on?
Well, my degree is for finance, so I would try and look into the possibilities for that. Also, just being around basketball so much and loving it so much, I would also be interested in looking for a coaching career, maybe development, something like that. Just because of how much time I've put into basketball and the effort I put in, I think that I'd be able to help the younger girls coming up.
Every coach in America is going to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go into coaching. Go make some money in finance. But you got to follow your passion. I mean, you got to, young people have to be willing to sacrifice what might be making decisions around money for what's best for your future down the road. It's a hard thing to do because today everything is like people want things to happen right away, and players with the landscape of college sports has changed so much. How has the landscape affected you, if it's affected you at all, with the name, image, and likeness, transfer portal, and all the other things that are out there?
I think it's a good thing with like the transfer portal. Just like for people who are unhappy, like where I was, just having that option to get out and go to somewhere where you feel your value matches what you believe and the coaches believe. Um, with the NIL stuff, I think that's more my teammates. I haven't really gotten into that much, but I think that's another great opportunity for the people who are super interested in stuff like that. And yeah.
When you go through the different roles and the changes that you've made as a player, that's a lot of time in the gym by yourself with teammates, a lot of times by yourself, just working on your game, working on your shot. Obviously, because you score at such a high clip, your synergy scouting report is on display for everyone to see. I could pull it up right now in 5 minutes. I could tell people what kind of player you are. How have you used that resource synergy and your ability to get better every year to apply it to what you're doing in the gym?
I think it's great. I like the areas where it says where you're, above average, average, below average. I think that that's really telling, like, in what I need to get better on. Like this year, I think I'm below average in like the final 4 seconds or 3 seconds on the shot clock. So that's where I think I need to expand more or expand my game, I should say,
Mhm.
because, the ball usually comes to me at the end of the shot clock, and I need to capitalize on that more. So I think that that's been really helpful where it gives the ratings. Um, and then also like you can run through your missed shots and see like if it was forced, if somebody else was open, or if it was a good shot and it just didn't go in.
I
Kind of.
love that. I love the way you're talking about it because I'm thinking, yeah, at the end of the shot clock, if you're going to have the ball in your hands, you have to have separation skills. You got to be able to make mid-range jumpers. You got to break off the offense. You got to be able to have time and score. You have so many things that factor into being able to manage the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. Good for you for checking it all out. A lot of players don't do that. They wait for their coaches to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you enjoy the most about playing college basketball, Maddie? And then I'm going to let you go.
Um, I would probably say how it affects my family. Um, just being the first college athlete that we've had in the family. I guess my cousin played rugby at Michigan State, so he did it a little, but just to see how they've all kind of meshed together and bonded around it. They all come to the games, even the ones that have to, drive an hour. They all really just kind of, you know, came around me and really, supported me through my journey and through everything I've been through. So, seeing my dad, my mom, my brother at every game, away games too. It's just been really special to see them just form around me and support me so much throughout the journey.
Well, I think that's exceptionally cool, and I'm so grateful for your time. And it's fun to take it a little deeper dive into who you are as a player and where your motivations come from. Thank you for being on Nothing But Net with us, Maddy Skorupski from Oakland University, one of the top scoring guards in the Horizon League. Thank you, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.